Namaste. And welcome to this practice about forgiveness. It's humorous sometimes when a yoga student will ask me for forgiveness because they weren't in yoga class and then explain why. But forgiveness is something that frees us from the needless pain of reliving a hurt over and over. And our spirit of generosity can heal any sore feelings and provide the opportunity for a fresh start. I'm thankful for the gift of forgiveness because it lightens my spirit and opens the door of hope. We're reminded that to err is human and to forgive divine. Self-forgiveness permits us to move forward with compassion and acceptance. Thanks to forgiveness, there is no shame or guilt in being unable to do a specific yoga pose, knowing that you tried your best. We'll take some centering breaths now, and taking a comfortable seat, begin to invoke a spirit of forgiveness with reverence to create a sacred space and a special time. Create Pushpanjali Mudra, opening both palms to the sky and tipping the fingers slightly forward as if making an offering. This mudra prepares us to offer freely with an open heart and a spacious mind. Just breathe with forgiveness, compassion, acceptance, and generosity. Be generous to yourself today. If your body is not comfortable doing a pose, feel free to modify it or skip it entirely. The mantra Om Shantihi 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 means peace, peace in my heart, peace in my mind, peace in my life. I overlook mistakes. I free myself from pain and resentment. I'm willing to heal the past. I find it in my heart to give others another chance. Robert Goddard wrote, "Resolve to be tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, and tolerant of the weak and wrong. Sometime in your life you've been all these." Okay. So we're starting in prone position, crocodile pose, Makarasana. And the forearms are stacked in front of the chest so that the forehead has a resting place, but there's not a collapse in the back of the neck or shoulders. So you can draw the elbows, press the elbows down and pull the shoulder blades back, keeping the back of the neck long and the breath smooth and even. Realizing there may be stages to forgiveness. I'm thinking first stage might be just recognizing that there has been some mistake resulting in hurt to myself or others. And this contrition might then lead to repentance, an apology, a confession, and hopefully some sort of reconciliation as we come to a restitution. All right, from Makarasana, we start curling the chest up into Cobra pose. Pull the shoulder blades down, lengthen the neck, And if it feels nice, move, rocking side to side, slithering like a cobra snake. And take this twisting a little farther by tapping the foot behind. And then push back up to table pose and ease yourself back into child's pose. Inhale to the back of the neck and shoulders, and exhale, empty out the belly, lengthen the spine. Pulse with each breath to give ease on the inhalation and a deeper stretch on the exhale. Inhale, acceptance. Exhale with forgiveness. Offering. Come up to table pose. And here I'm going to suggest turning to the side so that the knees can stay on the mat as you widen the knees. Keep a little padding there under the knees. And once again, walk the hands forward. Have a nice stretch in the inner thighs, squeezing the knees towards the midline as though you're hugging an exercise ball. Letting the back expand on the inhale and the navel contract on the exhale. Great job. Good. Try walking the hands over to the right side. And add to the stretch along the left side of the ribs, waist. And then switch to the second side. Walk hands over to the left. Add to that right side body, stretching, expanding. And then bring yourself into the center. The elbows on the floor. Lift up the hands, interlacing the fingers. And lift the left elbow up. So you're twisting the shoulders, looking up over that left shoulder. Okay. Good. And switch the other elbow down. This might be a little hard on the elbows as the wooden floor. Look up to the right. And keep squeezing the knees towards the midline. Tone the inner thighs. And release. Come up to table pose. And just flex and extend with the inhale, arch and cow pose. And on the exhale, round the back, cat pose. Alternating back and forth with your breath guiding you. Completing one breath before starting the next. Make sure the hands and fingers stay firm, gripping the mat with the fingertips. And then come back to a neutral spine. Walk the hands forward to puppy dog. Inhale, press down through the palms, lift up in the armpits. And on the exhale, pull the navel in, scoop the chest towards the thighs. Give your body permission to modify at any point. Accepting wherever you are today. And walk the hands back under the shoulders. Curl the toes under for downward dog. Lift up the knees. And start to stretch out the hamstrings, walking the knees. Good. Inhale, bring the shoulders forward over the wrists. And exhale, lower the knees. And we're back to table pose. Step the right foot forward to lunge. Press down through the legs and climb up to the right knee, pausing to reconnect and integrate muscular energy into the core of the pelvis. With that stability, you can lift the arms with confidence and calm, deep breaths. Monkey pose, Anjaneyasana. All right, lower the hands down and keep the left hand to the mat while the right arm windmills back up and you twist, gaze up to the right hand. All right, and lower the right hand to the inside of that right leg. And begin to straighten the right knee, lifting the right toes up. Relaxing on the inhale to reassess where you want to be with your foot and knee. And gradually deepening the pose over a series of breaths. Be patient with yourself. The deeper your breath, the calmer the mind. Great. Now, walk the hands to the left, pivot the left knee, and then the right arm will stay inside the right leg, fingertips to the floor or to a block, so that the left arm can start to lift and open the chest and reach over the left ear. Very good. Here in Parigasana, the gate pose. And lower the left hand. And we'll just step right foot back, left foot forward, switch sides. Stabilize with muscular energy, pressing down through the legs, and make your way up slowly, reflecting on this theme of forgiveness. When you're ready, raise the arms as you raise your awareness. And with radical acceptance, make this leap of forgiveness. And lower the hands, keeping the right hand down. The left arm sweeps up and twist to that left side. Excellent. Beautiful. Lower the left hand. Bring it inside the left leg. You may need to widen the foot to the side or move it forward a few inches. With infinite patience, acceptance, and even forgiveness. You are a little tight today, so just go easy on yourself. Treat the body to delicious breath, compassionate mind. And with this spirit of forgiveness, reach a state of reconciliation with yourself. Now walk the hands over to the right for a gate pose. Pivot on the right knee. Here, I'll turn around so we can see. And we're still pressing down through the legs, pulling the legs towards the midline. And then reaching up with the right arm, stretch over the right ear towards that left leg. Okay? So a block helps inside that left leg to put your left hand on to help you open the chest, lengthen the spine, and release that hand down. We'll just step back to downward dog. Widen the feet hip distance apart. Press down through the finger pads and pulse with your breath, relaxing the knees and shoulders on the inhale and straightening the legs and lengthen the arms on the exhale. So you really stretch through the spine. Good. Lower the knees down. Lift the hands up for hero pose. Sit back to the heels and stretch these quadriceps here. Inner body bright, so you roll the shoulders back, open the chest, and hands might be pressing either on the hips or in the thighs. Some people press on the soles of the feet. So you find wherever's good for your posture. You tuck the chin slightly, so we're keeping the back of the neck long and perfect balance, like a plumb line from the crown of the head, shoulders, sitting bones, so on. So we can also deepen the thigh stretch, walking the hands back a little bit more behind us. Turn the fingers to point behind. Draw the shoulder blades under the back. Maybe even try lifting the buttocks. Get a little more opening in the chest. Sometimes these chest muscles get over tight. And then rest the buttocks down. Lift the hips up now for camel pose, Ustrasana. And start supporting here in the lower back with the hands. Squeeze the shoulder blades in, tighten the buttocks. So you're fully supporting the back, lifting the heart up, up, up as you tilt the head gently back, gradually. Maybe feeling for the heels, one hand down, the other hand down. Keep holding with the left hand, either at the back or the heel. Raise the right arm up and twist open to that left side. And then switch sides. And the right hand back to the waist or to the heel. Open the left arm up and twist to that right side. And you're still squeezing the buttocks, pressing the hips forward, pressing the toenails down, and releasing hands back to the floor for a nice counter stretch. Downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Giving yourself permission to soften on the inhale And feel a deeper stretch on the exhale. Okay, coming to pigeon. Step the right knee forward behind the right wrist. And walk the left knee back. Puff up the chest. And engage through the inner thighs, the pelvic floor, and the lower abdomen, providing stability. When you're stable, maybe try to fold forward over the right hip. And maybe you find that one side is more accepting of this stretch than the other side. So you forgive your body if it needs extra sympathy on one side. We'll add a nice little twist here, keeping, pressing the right, twisting to the right somehow. We're going to walk the hands to the right and press the palms together. So the left elbow presses into the floor. And then we're looking up over the right shoulder. So, I don't know if I explained that well. All right, we'll untwist and lift up to downward facing dog. Walk out the legs. And then you're ready, slide the left knee forward for pigeon. Walk the right knee back. Engage through the inner thighs, press down in the legs, and maintain that while you walk the hands forward. So there's respect for the body, acceptance of wherever you are today. An option to add a twist, twisting to that left side. Press the right elbow into the floor, press the palms together, and look up towards that left shoulder. Not this side. All right, unwind, twist, and step left foot back for a little counter stretch, downward dog. Okay. When you're ready, step or hop to the front. And fold on the exhale. Soften the knees, inhale, lift up, arms overhead, palms together. And when you bring the palms down to the heart, open the palms and push Panjali Mudra and offer this forgiveness to yourself and to others. It heals not only them, but us as well. All right, we have Warrior One, stepping right foot back, bend the left knee. Looking at the feet can help you find a good solid foundation. And when you're stable, begin to lift the arms. Virabhadrasana, warrior pose. Spiral the inner right thigh back and extend down through the right heel so the back leg is as strong as a steel girder. And lift up the heart as you look up and make this space for forgiveness in your heart as you expand on the inhale and deepen, strengthen, and integrate on the exhale. Great. Lower the hands, bringing them down to that front thigh. Start to fold over the left hip. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, tuck the chin slightly, and on the exhale, slide down the leg, firming the tummy. Pull the navel up and in, away from that left thigh. And over a series of breaths, find your comfortable edge where you're still breathing completely, calmly, and deeply. Softening the knee on the inhale and finding the best alignment in the neck and shoulders. And then straightening the leg more on the exhale, feeling a little deeper stretch in that hamstring, calf. Keeping the right hand down on the mat or on the left leg, start to twist the left arm up and open the chest towards that left side, revolved triangle. Great. Good. Excellent. These are hard. As you're twisting, balancing, bring the left hand down. Right, now bend the left knee, slide that right foot back a little farther into a lunge so the right heel is lifted. Now twist with that same direction, right hand on the mat, twist the left arm open to that side with the bent knee. It's a little easier with the bent knee, right? Okay, bring the left hand down to that left knee. One more twist here, the right elbow crossing over the left knee. Press the palms together. And balance, twist, smile, and forgive yourself when you fall over. That happens to the best of us. Lower the hands and step the right foot forward. Inhaling to a flat back. Exhaling for forward fold. Good. Step the left foot back. Warrior stance. Climb up to the right knee with the hands and just check for a moment that your feet feel grounded and steady. And from the foundation of stability, begin to expand and open to this new possibility of forgiveness, acceptance, and reconciliation. A powerful muscular energy in that back thigh that keeps strengthening the pose. All right, and then bring the hands down. Start to fold over the right hip. Purvottanasana, our pyramid pose. Can go in little stages. Eventually finding blocks under the hands or the floor under the hands so you have a nice steady foundation. And with slow, calm breaths, explore that stretch in the hamstring, and even the lower back stretching. And now with revolved triangle, keep that left hand down somewhere under the left shoulder and twist the right arm to lift up with the right hand. Okay, some finer points. Draw that right hip crease back. Ground through the back heel. All right, and release. Bring the right hand down. Bend the right knee. You may lengthen your stance, moving that left foot back a little deeper. Okay, for our lunge twist, lift the right arm up. Paritta Parshvakonasana. Okay, options there are keeping the left hand on the floor or bringing the left elbow up and across the right knee so the palms can press together. If you're doing that, draw the shoulder blades into the back, the navel into the spine, and then rest, hands down. Yeah, right foot back to down dog. That's a twist. Good, good everyone. And rest, knees down. All right. And let's take a moment to lower the forehead and lift the hips up into rabbit pose. You can rock on the crown of the head. Stretching the back of the neck on the exhale. And massaging the scalp on the inhale. Okay, and please lift the head up. And we'll come back to standing, walk the feet forward to the hands, and roll the back up. All right, lift the arms. We'll do fearless heart. All right, rest the arms for a moment at your side. Just give yourself a moment to realign. Here, you can come up to the front of the mat. You can take a sip of water. We don't have to do more here. We have our own space and time to do our practice. But you can reconnect here with the breath, with your spirit of generosity and forgiveness, and Pushpanjali Mudra. And begin this vinyasa starting at the front of the mat. Okay, then lift up on the, inhale, a little back bend, and then exhale, fold it forward. Good. Step the right foot back and lower the right knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. So we come to monkey pose. All right. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step the left foot back to downward dog. Take a breath. Feel the pose. And then inhale to high plank, shoulders forward. And exhale, knees down, hips, chest rolling forward. Curl it back up into cobra, inhaling. And exhaling, rest back to the mat. Inhale, push up to table pose. Curl the toes under. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. Complete breaths in and complete breaths out. And then look forward, step the right foot up and lower the left knee down. When the legs are steady, inhale the arms up. And exhale the hands back down. Now inhale, step left foot forward to meet the right. Flat back. Exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, soften the knees, lift the arms, stand tall. And we've done one side. Exhale, Back to your spirit. Forgiveness, compassion, and generosity. Now, starting again here, we'll sweep up on the inhale, back bend, and exhale, fold forward. Step the left foot back to begin, and the left knee lower. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, and exhale, hands down, right foot back to downward dog. Take a breath, feel the pose. Good, inhale, high plank. And exhale, curl down through cobra. Inhale, come up in cobra. And exhale, rest. Inhale, table pose, pushing up. Exhale, downward dog, pressing back. And breathe, complete breaths, 3 more. Good. Inhale, step the left foot forward, lower the right knee down. When you're ready, lift the arms. And then lower, hands down. Step the right foot forward. Inhale to a flat back. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale and fold, straight legs. Inhale, lift up. You did it. And exhale. Let the arms rest. Enjoy this moment of freedom, peace, and acceptance. We're only human. We make mistakes. When we recognize them, we rectify them, then we move on, make new mistakes. And then we learn from those. So just continual process.
The human condition. It's a series of mistakes.
Let's take a wide stance and come to a wide leg forward bend. Fold just halfway for a start. Breathe, and then continue down to the floor with the fingertips. Bend the knees as much as you desire, and even feel free to move around from side to side with the hips, circling, figure eights. Good. And folding forward, press down through the feet and hands and lift up through the navel, tipping the crown of the head towards the mat. Pull the shoulder blades away from the ears, so deeper into the middle of the back. Then rest, bend the knees. Inhale, lift up to a straight back. All right, wide leg bend. Okay, and just turn the right toes to the end of the mat, and we'll come into warrior 2. So we come Virabhadrasana. All right, so right foot forward, left foot back, and relaxing the shoulders down. And strengthening the navel, the inner thighs. Very nice, good form. All right. And then on to side angle with the right elbow. Starting on that right knee, start to lengthen the left side of the body. If your stance is long enough, you may even be able to bring that right hand or fingertips to the floor or to a block. And then lower the left arm down, straighten the right knee, and turn the feet to the second side. Turn the left toes out, the right toes in for warrior two. Inhale, lifting up through the armpits, the crown of the head, and exhale, pressing the feet with more vigor and energy into the mat. So you can pulse with the breath, finding more lightness on the inhale and more encouragement to go deeper on the exhale. And just side angle, Parsvakonasana, left elbow to left knee, and the right arm extend over the ear. Open the right shoulder, draw it back, and then exhale, tighten through the navel, press through the soles of the feet. And if you find you can reach to a block or the floor with that left hand, try that. And if you don't want to, that's fine too. We're in a place of acceptance and forgiveness to just do what your body's comfortable doing. Right, and straighten up on the inhale. Rest the arms, step the feet back together. And we'll do one balance pose. So again, if we're falling, that's okay. We're learning. We can forgive that. It's all part of the process. Start by connecting to the midline here for tree pose. Vrikshasana, drawing the shoulder blades in, the palms together, and the navel to the spine. Focus your gaze on a spot in front of you on the floor, and then toe touch with the right foot. Open the right knee 90 degrees. And try lifting the right toes up, pressing the foot into the inner left leg. Okay, so you can start down on the calf. You can try bring it up to the thigh. Some people will even go on to the half lotus tree. That's one version. But wherever you want to go is fine. You can lift the arms, breathe, and enjoy the moment. Balance with focus and acceptance for all the little times that we need to come out of the pose and come back in. All right, and now take a rest with the arms, shake out. And start to refocus and balance on the right leg. Press to the midline. Engage muscular energy through the core of the pelvis to push down through the standing leg, lengthen up through the crown. Add the freedom to explore different variations. Give yourself permission to fall if there is that eventuality in trying new things. Maybe you just find there's some imbalance. One side is not feeling as expansive as the other. And you just want to play with some minor fine-tuning there. And that means you may have to come out of the pose and come back in. Let's move to a more comfortable position, seated, Sukhasana. Easy seated pose. So that might mean that you want to sit up on a little height, like a folded blanket. And the ankles crossed, the lower back drawing in, the crown balanced over the sitting bones. So just a moment of calm, peace, reconnection to integrate all the parts of ourself with acceptance. Now a little more stretch in the hips by walking the fingertips forward, folding over the hips. Inhale, lift the armpits up, lift in the back of the neck and shoulders. And with the exhale, draw the navel in and extend the stretch out a little more, or find a place in between where your breath is unobstructed. You can take complete breaths in and complete breaths out. And lift the back up and switch the order of the feet, bringing the opposite foot in front. Okay, so the inner thighs spiraling down, and the sitting bones moving back and apart, but staying engaged here with the leg muscles. Pull the heels inward towards the sitting bones. Take a breath, lengthen the spine, and on the exhale begin to fold forward. Understanding this side might be very different from the previous side. And just accepting wherever that may take you today. With huge forgiving breaths. Good. Begin to lift and release. Okay. We'll open the legs pretty wide here. Flex the ankles and re-engage those quadriceps. So you're lifting the kneecaps up, pulling the thigh bones up into the hip sockets, spiraling the inner thighs down as you start to come forward and breathe. Lengthening on the inhale, create that spacious feeling in your heart. Exhaling, bowing forward. Bowing the head to bring the ego down a notch, maybe. We're not fighting against the ego here. We can bow and accept. And inhale, lift up to a straight back. And we're going to revolt head to knee. So bring the right foot over to the left thigh. And the left palm on the floor. Lift the right arm up. And use that leverage of the left arm pressing down to open the right shoulder. And then bring that left hand to the inside of the left leg. And reach over the right ear towards the left foot. Keeping the right sitting bone down. Breathe into that right side of the waist. That left elbow, might add some additional leverage against the inner thigh to open the chest more. Add more spaciousness along that right side of the body. As we get too contracted, that's when we find it's hard to let go of our resentments and grudges. So give some space here with your breath, and then switch sides. Extend the right leg, bend the left knee, draw the lower back in, and start to reach up with that left arm. Now you're rooting down through the left sitting bone. Root down to lengthen that left side of the waist, and ease over the right hip, one breath at a time. Expanding on the inhale and gently stretching on the exhale. Integrate the shoulder blades into the back and the navel into the spine as you stay connected through the sitting bones, pressing through the legs, and releasing. Left hand come down and lift up the knees. Here. All right. Extend the left leg and draw the right heel back, Marichyasana. There's a little bit of space between that right foot and the left thigh. Everybody's different. All right. And then start to twist towards that right knee, hook that left elbow around, and look over the right shoulder. This is one version of the pose. There's several stages that we can go on. Unwind, face forward, and then reach in front of the right shin with that right elbow. The right elbow in front of the right shin. You're maybe wrapping around or holding on to the right ankle. Wherever you want to hold is fine. And this time just fold straight forward. Good. Inhale, lift the back up. Hold on to that right foot and lift the right leg. Okay. So we have heron pose. Okay. And then rest, lower the right leg down. Lift the left knee up. Bring that heel back. Inhale, lift up through the lower back, wrap the right elbow, and exhale, begin to twist towards the left. Freeing up any tension in the neck, letting the shoulders stay relaxed. And then turning towards the front leg again, lean forward, wrap the left elbow in front of the left shin. Hold on somewhere to that ankle or behind you. Some people bind their hands around behind the back. Using a strap might make that bind a little more reasonable, and then fold forward. Okay. So you don't have to bind or do anything extraordinary. Just keep your shoulders level, your back straight towards that front leg. And lift the back up. Hold on to the left foot or ankle and extend the left leg up into crane or heron pose. Sorry. So there's different versions here. We could do that, but we won't. Okay. Last breath and release. Left foot down. Good. Okay. Right on schedule. We'll come take one counter pose. So coming off my blanket for Purvottanasana. Okay, and press the soles of the feet down and Lift the sides of the hips up. Good. And there are some variations. You can try lifting one leg at a time. And then switching. All right, and then rest. Lower the buttocks, lower your back, and take a long symmetrical stretch. Arms overhead, soles of the feet away. And now, just going to do a brief finish with the knees hugging into the chest. Letting the head slowly turn from side to side like a wise old owl. Separating the knees for happy baby. Hold the ankles or the feet to pull the knees down into the armpits. Yeah. And be a happy baby if you like to roll around or rock back and forth. Have fun. And then gradually lower and rest onto the mat and find whatever sweaters or blankets or socks might be needed to stay comfortably warm in Shavasana. And I'm gonna dim the lights here. Great. And of course, if you're something does matter, what's the matter? Okay. Okay, sorry. We're seeing some boxes. Keep that off. And now that you've found a way to relax and stretch out and release any final tension in the mouth or jaw, and surrender any effort in the shoulders, back, or arms. And then allow the legs to rest, become heavy. And feel in the soles of your feet and toes that there's no clenching or tightening there. And just scanning your whole body. Breathe as though your whole body breathes. Softening and getting more spacious on the inhale. Letting go of any tension or tightness or effort as you exhale. Just becoming more peaceful with each calm breath in and relaxing breath out. Knowing that you don't have to do anything in this pose. You're free to just observe and witness the wonderful feeling in your body. Savor the pleasure of this peace, calm, and relaxation. You deserve this time of rest. Without my interrupting it, sorry. And you can fully let go of your whole agenda of what needs to be done or what was wrong, and just be present now in this moment of perfect peace, tranquility, and acceptance. We accept that we're human, that we make mistakes, but by understanding, acknowledging, and even apologizing for those mistakes, we can learn and redeem ourselves. With peace in my heart, peace in my mind, and peace in my life. Being able to free myself from pain and resentment through forgiveness. I'm willing to heal the past. And I find it in my heart to give others another chance, and myself. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Now begin to deepen your breath and start to move and stretch in your body, awakening the muscles enough to roll over to the side, and take a moment to awaken the mind to this present moment and space and time. And gradually sit back upright. Praying to experience forgiveness in yourself and in others. Namaste.
Namaste.